Today's video is going to be a bit wonky because this microphone is like just hanging here. I'm wearing a turtleneck. I don't know, I think I should have made a better outfit choice, but I just had to do this video because my baby slept and I just got in here. I'm like, let me quickly film something, and now I don't want to take it off without spoiling my makeup, and so we're just going to have to do it like this. So yeah. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Yetunde, aka YBA, and in today's video I'll be sharing parenting tips with anyone who is a parent or about to become a parent. Parenting is a deeply personal journey. It's one of those journeys that you go into, and honestly you don't know what you're going to do until you become a parent. When you become a parent, you have all these plans, or just before you become a parent, oh, this is how I'm going to be. In fact, a lot of us, before we become parents, we talk, we talk the talk. When I have my own kids, they're not going to be like this. When I have my own kids, they're not going to watch a lot of TV. When I have my own kids, they're going to do this. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but parenting is such that you can plan, and it's really great to plan, actually. In fact, one of the tips I'm going to give you is to plan. However, you also have to be flexible because, life happens to us, things happen to us. Sometimes we might not even end up with the partner, the person you're supposed to do this parenting thing with, and, they're taken out of the equation. Maybe they die, or maybe you're just not together anymore, the relationship goes sour. And so, a lot of things can happen in your life that will throw a spanner in the wheels of your parenting journey. So like I said, it's a deeply personal thing. It varies from people to people. There are different types of parenting styles. Now that I think about it, I think I'm going to do a video on different types of parenting styles. I'm sure you can find yourself in one of the categories. However, different parenting styles aside, the tips I'm about to give you is something that's going to apply to you, depending on your style of parenting. These tips that I have with me here that I want to share with you, they're things that, every parent, like the day you decide you want to be a parent, or they have just told you that you have carried belly, or your wife has carried belly, or that girl have gotten pregnant, bam, you need all of these tips. Life is changing every day. Life as we know it this year, 2021, is not the same thing as we knew it this time last year, 2020, and it was nothing like 2019. Who knows what next year holds for us? So as the world continues to evolve, to change, so is our style of parenting, and a lot of things, that we're doing for our children. It's going to keep changing. Now, my first tip to anybody who is about to become a parent, or anyone who is a parent, is to always trust your instincts. When I say trust your instincts, I'm not saying you should do things blindly, but there's always a lot, coming at you from a lot of people. On this channel, I have advocated for new moms, I've advocated for new parents, and the reason I advocate for all these things is because, we're a society that we don't mind our business. Somebody is trying to tell you how to parent your children, how to discipline them. Why, my son would never do that. Why is your own son like that? Look, you're the one who knows your child. I like to think that as a parent, you know your child. As a matter of fact, your children are not going to be the same thing. Look at yourself now. Look at your siblings. Are you people the same? You have a sibling that you probably have more in common with, but you're not the same. You're still two different individuals, and it's the same way when you have kids. So as a parent, you have to go with your instincts. You know your gut, in your deep mind, deepest of hearts. You know what to do. You just have to quiet, all of the noise, tune out all of, the parenting advices, filter everything. What is my heart telling me to do about this situation? And then go ahead and do it. So you have to trust your instincts, which takes me to my next point, is owning up to your mistakes. See, you can't parent without making mistakes. You're going to get it wrong, then get it right, then get it wrong again. And you now get it right before you now come back and get it wrong again. See, we all make mistakes. I've not seen that person, even your parents. Did they not make mistakes? when you were growing up, things that you wish you had done differently. You're going to have some days where the way you parent, the way you discipline, the way you talk to your kids, the way you go about decisions that concerns them. So you're going to have regrets, 1 or 2 regrets here and there. Feel bad, but own up to your mistakes. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Let me tell you, the children we have now, they're not us. They're not even in the same, we're not even growing up in the same society or the same community, in the same world at all. The world in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 90s, is not the same thing as what is happening here. It's a different world. It's almost like, it's a different planet. What applied back then might not necessarily apply now. As you're going on the journey, you're learning from your mistakes. If anybody tells you are going to be a parent, you will not make mistakes. Yes, you will over-punish, you will under-punish. Over-discipline. I don't like to use the word punish because punishment sounds like something bad. And when you discipline your kids, I don't think it's bad. You're just teaching them self-control. There are days when you will underdo it and there are days when you will overdo. I overreacted to this matter. Why did I, scream at this child like this? It's because you know that you've made 1 or 2 mistakes. So what do? You own up to your mistakes. Like I said, especially if you have kids that are big grown up, from that age of 7, 8, 9 upwards, and they know, they are aware. See, when we were 9, when you were 9, me and you, we couldn't even look at our mommies. See these 9-year-olds of these days, they will tell you, and if they don't tell you, they know. They will tell their friends and they will talk about it. But when you're making mistakes, learn from them and try not to repeat the mistakes. And number 3 parenting tip is knowing your kid. You can't trust your instincts if you don't know your child. And this boils down to, I get mad when people just have children for having children's sake. I have my children. Oh, they will inherit me. Oh, I have children. They are going to take care of me when I grow old. Honestly, if we go into the issue of why do we have kids, there's hardly any reason why we have kids that is not selfish. We have children for us. Children did not have to be born. These people were in heaven or wherever they were, and then you had this kid. So you're responsible for the kid. Part of being responsible for your child is knowing your child. Like I said before, no 2 kids are the same. Children vary. Some children have they're more temperamental than the others. Some are more sensitive than the others. You can't use the same method across board for all your kids. You can't approach issues the same way. So you have to know your child. And how do you get to know your child? That leads me to my next point. Parenting tip 101, play with your children. Kids, they are not adults. They are going to play. Their brain is developing. It is in play they learn. Honestly, most of their learning, they learn a lot when they are happy. That it is in playing they reveal a lot about themselves. When you play with a child, that's when you will hear what the child really thinks. Not when you're squeezing your face up and down. When you play with your kid, that's when they will tell you what is really, really going on in their minds. When they feel like, you're on their level and, they can relate to you. Playing is just, being a kid yourself, throwing away all your, inhibitions and just, letting go, and you have a fun time. In playing, you learn. In playing, you get to know each other. In playing, you get to really, really, really explore things. Playing can come in different forms. It could be dancing in the rain. It could be playing a game together in the house. It could be taking a walk together. Depending on the age of the child, with the kind of play you play with a 2-year-old is not what you do with a 10-year-old, for instance. They're old enough for you to go out with them, take them on dates. They're happy place. Talk to them. See, talk to your child. There's even so much evil in this world for you not to have playtime with your child. And I use play loosely. Like I said, playing doesn't necessarily mean you want to be rolling on the floor. Playing is finding time for your child, alone time. If you have 4 children, I hope you know that you all 4 of them alone time, each individually and maybe together. Each child needs different things. There are some children that need that alone time, like a lot of it. Some don't really need so much of it. But when you get to know your child, you know which one needs what and what you should do about what. So play with your children. Get to know your children. Okay? Trust your instincts and you're going to be killing this parenting thing. Now, my next tip is something that's one of the most important things that I think every parent needs to have. You need to find a parenting club. slash crew, and I use club slash crew loosely. Parenting can be lonely, especially at times when you get to like certain difficult parts of it. You need to find a tribe, your own people. Parenting is hard. Not having someone to talk to about it makes it harder. Your friend who is not a parent might not be able to help you with it. And I use might because there are actually people that are just great with kids. They don't have kids, but they're great with kids. For me, my kids are 8, 6, and less than a year. Someone like me should befriend people who have kids that are slightly older than mine. So what that does for you is when you get to a difficult stage, you have someone that can tell you, oh, this stage was like this and this is how we were able to manage this particular stage. So you need people in your corner. I have like 3 of my girlfriends who are moms that when my children, they're doing my heading, we call ourselves, they call me as well, we send each other voice notes. Hey mamas, I know you guys are going to be watching these videos. We just exchange notes. At times it's just like, maybe a funny WhatsApp. I put up a story on my WhatsApp and talk about my kids, what my son has done to me today, and they will respond and they'll be like, oh, let me tell you what this person did to me. Oh, you mean he did that? Don't worry, his brother is in my house. Oh, his sister is in my house. Oh, you mean you have these personalities too in your house? Or more, I have this same person in my house. It's like you have, your child is in my house. They're carbon copy. Look at what they're doing too. You don't feel isolated. It takes the pressure off. There's nothing like just having someone to even vent to, number one. When you go, you rant and you vent to someone, you feel better. You can actually get great advice from someone who's been through it or who is going through it like you. So if you have parents who you can talk about these things, they might have coping mechanisms that they can teach you. Find a crew, find a club, find a support system, fellow parents, someone who is good with kids, to help you on this journey, because it's not an easy journey. You need all the help you can get. Now, my other tip is make plans. When you're a parent, you have to make plans about everything. Money, especially, you must plan. You see, children, they cost a lot of money. Between them are growing all their clothes like every month, and shoes and bags. They spoil a lot of stuff, by the way, like if they have toys or stuff. Next thing you know, someone dropped something and it's spoiled. The school fees cost so much. Oh my God. Extracurricular in school, like you name it. School bus costs money. Everything, all these projects they send from school costs money. School activities, school trips. You have to plan. If you don't plan, it's going to be hard though. Get your planners out and start planning. If you're a new mom or a new dad, you're pregnant, your baby has not even come, you even have it good. If you've not been planning, this is the time to start planning, putting money aside for that baby. So plan. Which brings me to my final tip, and it is creating traditions. I'm talking about this in particular, and I'm using it, as my final tip because it's something that is important. In the world of today, where everything is sort of harder for us as parents, some people have 2 jobs, or a 9 to 5, 2 times harder. Some people have to leave their homes as early as 5, then you come back as late as 10 p.m. And I know you're working hard for your kids, but guess what? In the process of working hard, you're not making time for the children. You don't have any concrete traditions. I use traditions because traditions are something you do repeatedly, right? Maybe every Sunday, maybe every month, maybe every year. Find something, make it special, and turn it into a tradition. The thing about tradition is they stick. You don't know when you are going to die. That's the honest truth. Your kids are going to tell their kids about you. What do you think they're going to pass on to their own kids? It's the traditions. These are the things I used to do with my dad. These are the things I used to do with my mom. It will influence who they are going to become, and it's also going to influence who their own kids will become. Plan for your future grandbabies or great grandbabies. Introduce beautiful traditions. If you come from the kind of family where you guys have beautiful traditions that you've been doing before, well, yay for you. Just continue them. If you come from a family where traditions are not, your cup of tea, you can start your own tradition. Pick something, you and your partner, start doing it together with the kids. So Today, I want you to set up a family tradition. And you never know, you might set a tradition now, and 3 generations away, they're still doing something that you have put in place. And that's going to be what you're remembered for. On this note, I'm just going to end this with having children. It's a huge responsibility. It's not something anybody should take lightly. If you're watching this video and you're a deadbeat dad or a deadbeat mom, shame on you. Okay, I take that back. If you're watching this video and you're a deadbeat dad or you're a deadbeat mom, do better. Do better. You can do better. The money you are running after that you want to make, it's not going to make any difference if your children hate you. It's not going to make any difference if your children end up being messed up individuals, citizens of the world later in life. There's nothing they will use the money to do if you don't put in the work and try to be the best parent that you can be. Be flexible, be fluid, change tactics, get better, make mistakes, keep learning, and you are going to be killing it in this parenting journey. Don't forget to leave me a comment. I love comments. I love comments because I'm able to interact with people. I love it when people leave comments for me. So please leave me a comment, like my video, share it. I love it when you share it. I'm sure there's a parent out there that will really benefit from this video. So share my video and subscribe to my channel. Yes, I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, guys, and I think I have a little below 200 right now. So please help your girl grow. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button so you know when I drop my next video. I drop my videos every Friday at 4 p.m. For now, be the best version of yourself every day that you can be. Take care.